So, the final two games of the season are coming up now, and things have taken a turn for the better. Not super better, but there's still money to play for, so we'll do that, I guess. So as you can see, our first of the two games today, we're going more or less straight in after I've caught you up on what's going on, what's been going on, is against Legia. They are already the champions. They've won the league already. They have absolutely nothing to play for, which could work in our favour because we are currently sitting 7th. 2 games to play, 6 points available. Lech are a point ahead of us. They're our final opponents of the season. Lots are 5 points ahead of us. Lots have got to play ChasingLamely, who will still be trying to chase down second, so they might still give him a fight. You never know, we could have a chance as long as we win today, which, you know, hopefully with Legia having nothing to play for, it's not impossible. Not impossible at all, but obviously, of course, lots are playing for 4th, or potentially 3rd if things go really, really well for them. So let's look at what you've missed so far. The last game we played was the ChasingLamely game here. We then played a Rakov. We beat them 1-0. Nico Williams scored an absolute screamer, his first goal for the club. Really good times. Then we played Gornik, 2-2 draw. Nico got sent off, so hero to villain. Kowski got 2 goals, so a bit of a story this game. So Williams goes off, red card, okay. Bring on a right back, bring on Dankowski from the bench, take off Sterling. Then 10-15 minutes later, Akeri Wright gets himself injured for the rest of the season. He's gone. He's not playing for the rest of the season. He's done. So I bring on this guy, Kowski, who, because Dershal hadn't trained as well, Kowski got the nod as the striker on the bench, youth team lad, gets himself 2 goals on his second appearance. I think he's made 1 appearance as a sub. He's currently wanted, which is interesting. No one's having him because this is the form he's been in. 3 goals, 4 games. It's not bad. In fact, there's 3 goals in 3 games because that first sub appearance was way early in the season. Yeah, he's on fire, so he is definitely keeping his place. And then we played Lot. We beat them 3-1 at home. Vaclav Dershal got 2 goals, which I believe were his first 2 for the club, and Dankowski got himself a goal. They had a man sent off late on, but we'd already done them by then. That late goal they got was, you know, luck above all else. And then we've just played Pogon, who are below us in the league. Paris Magoma gets sent off in 9 minutes. The game was an absolute epic. I wish I could have shown you this game. Paris Magoma got himself sent off, 9 minutes on the clock. I'm already thinking this is not going well. So then Andrzejewski scores for them, 1-0. Kowalczyk scores for them, 2-0. Kowski, our boy, he shows up, 2-1. I'm like, okay, this might be a thing. Bargel, the other young lad we've given a chance to recently, gets himself on the score sheet. Suddenly, it's 2-2. Then Jordan Mukanev, who hasn't been able to hit a cow's ass with a banjo, he gets himself a goal. We're 3-2 up. Things are looking a bit mental. Then we get brought back down to earth with Kozol scoring that goal to equalise 3-3. But what a game. What a game. Hopefully we'll get more of the same today against Legia. We shall see. We shall see what occurs. They're well up ahead of us on everything. You'd expect a win here for them, but we'll see what we can muster up. We've got nothing to play for. We'll have a bit of fun in the last game of the season. We'll say goodbye to some heroes properly with a game. But today we're playing as Sherpen in goal, Dankowski, Puerto, Raggett and Piaszek as the back 4. Dixon Bonner is the holding midfielder behind Bargel and Jankovic. Jordan Mukanev is playing as the attacking midfielder with Kowski and Dershal up top. Liss, Graham, Hipper, Folds, Vincent, Lachas, Sterling, Tiges and Slattery were the next guys to train well. So they're the guys who got the nod for the bench. As I said, Nico Williams is currently suspended. Paris Magoma is currently suspended. He will probably play in the next game. Akeri Wright is currently out injured, and so is Igor Gomes. Igor Gomes is out for a couple of days. So maybe we'll feature it in the last game of the season. Maybe won't. We'll see what happens. Boom! Let's get into the game. Let's make this happen. May have had too much caffeine. If anyone's wondering why I'm speaking so quickly right now, may have had a bit too much caffeine, but it'll be fine. I'm sure it'll work out, and everything will be for the best come the end of the night. In terms of their team, no one big they will recognise. Remy feels like he's important. I don't know why. William Remy, where's he been that I'd recognise him from? Maybe Lens or Montpellier? I don't know. Occasionally I go through spells where I pay attention to the French league and then I don't for ages, then I do and then I don't. Nagy we know is good, Sokolovsky we know is good because they've played well against us. Who's this lad? Rowley. An American left back, Rowley. He's come from Philadelphia Classics. Wow. There you go. 19 years old and actually looks like he could be alright. Well, maybe we'll take a look at him. We'll see. Anyway, let's get into the dressing room. Let's get into the game. Our team talk. What do we got as options for the team talk? Yeah, let's do that. Let's tell them to raise our game to their level. Why not? We're second in the form standings, so it's not impossible. We're on the ascension. We are probably should have rested some players between the last game and this one, but I forgot. It's fine. Rowley gets a throw in. We will try and make the best we can of it. Nagy. I thought Dixon Bonner was going to make a tackle then, but he just kind of stepped round him like they were dancing. I don't know. Powers to Cafu. Cafu to Stek. Or Sitek, sorry. Vladarchik gets himself a goal very early on. Very poor defending. That was not the one, boys and girls. That was not the one. Was that his first? I don't know. Whatever that was. I didn't see the message at the bottom because I was too busy looking at what I was doing. But something about him never forgetting this moment. Want to tell me in the replay? Vladarchik shoots. No. No is the answer. Okay, I'm sure it was important. We're going to show some passion, hopefully. Or just do nothing. Just ignore me. Why not? Why not just ignore me? I'm just trying to keep us in this thing. Dankowski with a corner. Let's head this up into the goal. We can't do that. Jankovic needs to move faster to get it back. He's not fully fit. He's not been fully fit for a few games. He's just come back off an injury. So, yeah, we're going to have to kind of hope for the best with him. He's not going to play the full game today. Makanev plays the ball back to Raggett. Raggett with a ball forward. Finds Dankowski to Bargel. Bargel over to the left-hand side to Piaszek. Piaszek, we know can cross. Gets it in. Oh, it's a penalty, surely. Surely Dershel's been fouled for a penalty there. We're going to review the footage because referees in the Polish League can't make a decision without reviewing the VAR. We're learning this about them. Doesn't matter what it is, they have to have a look at the VAR. Remy is being looked at. What's he going to say? We're going to take forever on this now. Come on, we need to just do something. What's going to occur? Come on, ref, give me an answer. Penalty? Penalty. Good times. Dershel should be the guy stepping up to take it. I think he is. He's got a pretty good record from the spot so far. So we'll see if he can add to that record, get us back in the game. I'm going to get ready with the encourage shout. There we go. We'll shout the encouragement. Hopefully now we're back in the game. His fourth goal of the season. That's not a bad return for that at all. Our top scorer, Kerry Wright, only has 9. So just goes to show how fine the margins are this season. Yeah, it's not a bad finish. Not a bad finish at all. And they're all motivated by being encouraged, which is good, and looks like we're trying to find our way back into the game now we've given ourselves a bit more to play for. We're going to do a get creative now. We'll see if we can get ourselves back into the game. They're inspired. Inspired is what we like to see. Majecki is taking the goal kick for them. He's going to hoof it long. Can we get one of our guys on the end of it? Piaszek's risen for it. Heads it out only as far as Hackman, the right-sided, I'm guessing midfielder. I should have paid more attention to their team before the game. Dixon Bonner goes in for the tackle, makes it. Good work, and can he get it clear now? Plays it up the field. He has found Dershel to Makanev. Makanev should be able to find the ball out wide to Dankowski. He has done. He knows what he's doing. I know what he's doing before he does, which is a sign I've been paying too much attention. Dankowski in. Oh, Dershel just clips the post and it goes wide. And could have been close, but we'll close Nagy down. That's good advice. We will see what we can do there. We need to get creative again, because if we can keep inspiring them, we can maybe get a result out of them, and that would be ideal, because I would like to beat Legia just as a statement of intent for next season above all else. Dankowski is tiring, but I don't have a right back option anywhere on the field, on the bench, sorry, so he's going to have to stick with it. Glowiankowski is looking motivated. A lot of our attacking players are not looking terribly good. Piaszek is not looking terribly good either, which is a worry. So there might be a rare opportunity for Matty Folds coming up if that doesn't improve rapidly, as Rowley picks up the ball at left back. Can we do something to close him down? Of course we can't. That would be like defending. Powers puts the ball over, and Vladarchik is got all the time in the world despite having 5 guys around him. Piaszek has completely abandoned stations. Hackman has all the space in the world. This is going to punish us. Nope. But a poor header. Thankfully, Piaszczek has been saved there by just poor quality of finishing. Sherpa needs to do something with this to get this out now. Takes way too much time, then rolls the ball behind Puerto, which is just the most counterintuitive distribution strategy I've ever seen. Bargel, ball to Mukanev. Mukanev needs to do something with the ball now to Dixon Bonner in the holding role. Jankovic back to Mukanev, back to Jankovic. Some good little triangles, back to Bonner, ball over the top to Dankovsky, who's got some space to run into. Can he find a ball to someone? Bargel back to Dankovsky, should be in for a cross here. Should be, gets it over. Dashel's going for it. Glowiankowski gets himself his 5th goal of the season. These two guys play very, very well together. I'm very much enjoying their work. Very much enjoying their work together. It's going to give me a lot to think about. I'm going to have 5 quality strikers, because don't forget we've also got that lad out on loan to Sandecha, who's also high up in the scoring charts, which I think I showed you in the last episode. So he's going to be in with a shout. We've also got Samiak Talar as well, who is out on loan at Bran. He's going to be coming back around Christmas. So yeah, a lot of things could be happening. We could potentially have 6 strikers who we know can perform, which means I'm going to have to make a lot of decisions. We're going to demand more out of them now. Piaszczek is still having an absolute mare at left back, which means he probably won't be on the field for long because I don't need him making stupid mistakes. Mukanev picks up the ball now. Should pick up the ball. He's going to try and hold on to it for as long as possible. I'm not terribly happy about Glowiankowski heading to the inside. He probably should have waited for the ball out wide, but it's fine. Dankovsky picks it up. Dixon Bonner, ball across to Jankovic. Just keeping the ball. Keeping the ball is always good times. Dixon Bonner, back to Jankovic. And the ball goes across to Dankovsky. Dankovsky has space to run. Plays in Glowiankowski. Glowiankowski, it takes too long to get the shot off. And he's punished for it with a good block. And, yeah, looking okay. Defending a corner. Nagy's going to get in. Let's get this ball out. Let's get it out. Oh, we can't get it out. Pokorny, I think that was probably offside. But before we find out for sure, Jankovic needs to come off because he is tired. The ideal guy to come on here is probably going to be Vincent, because then I can make that swap. Dankovsky is tiring. Piaszczek needs to buck his ideas up because Tigges I don't think can play as a left back. Although I've got folds, it's fine. Not happy about that at all as a defensive strategy. I don't think that's gone very well at all. Nagy with the corner, it's headed in. Pokorny's been played onside by the 2 fullbacks, who've been stood on the posts, not achieving a great deal. And now we need to find a way back into this game again. So we're going to get creative. Puerto to Bargel to Mukanev. Can we hit them immediately on the restart? That would be ideal. Mukanev again. Ball out wide to Dankovsky. Back into Bargel. Mukanev should find the ball back out to Dankovsky. He does. Can Dankovsky chase it down? He can do. Get the cross in. Get the cross in. Can we get the cross in? He's got the cross in. Dashal. Oh, so close. So close. Painfully close. Piaszczek is going to make way, I think, because he's not playing well at all. Matty Folds has been begging for more football. He's finally earned football, or earned an opportunity at playing some football. So now it's time to see if he can make good on all that promise he's been showing. Bargel is going to have to come off because he's tired. Not worried about Dankovsky looking exhausted because Nico Williams is back for the next game. So that's not going to be an issue. We will take off Bargel. Lachas. Sure, why not? We haven't seen Lachas in a while. I don't think I've used Lachas in a while for anything. So it's good that he's finally earned his way back into the squad, rather than just being there because he had good potential. But can he make a difference today? We're going to get creative again. Matty Folds looks nervous. Our entire defence is exhausted. We're getting creative. Something needs to come from somewhere, anything. Just a highlight. Nothing. It's going to be a draw. Pogon are behind us because they've drawn with Rakov, which is good. Let's have a quick look, see how things stand. Lech, how have Lech done today? Lech have drawn as well. So we do have something to play for, which means my little nostalgia game might not be on. It might not be on. It could be on. Don't know what just happened there. Let's not ask too many questions. Foles put in a decent performance, actually. That's not too bad. I wanted to give Kuszczak a send-off, and I want to give Ledley a send-off. So this is going to be a bit sad because I can probably get away with putting Kuszczak in goal, but we'll see what Joe Ledley. I don't know if I can get away with playing him. I was pleased with him. That was good. Exposito has finally played some football against Lutz. He didn't do well. Dankowski has shone and won the Man of the Match award, so we'll tell him his defensive work was good, even if I'm dubious. Right, I'm going to come back for the second game in just a second. Finally, the last game of the season. Feels like this season's taken forever, but we'll get into it. We are on the better form. We are a point behind them in the league. We are 12 goals behind them in the league. Not that goal difference should make a difference here. Essentially, we cannot finish lower than 7th, and if we beat them, we go higher. We have to win, though, to finish in 6th, which is still a pretty good finish for us, considering how bad this season's been. Akira Wright is doubtful. Everyone else is available for selection, and with that in mind, I have made this choice for team. I couldn't help myself with some of the nostalgia, so Tomasz Kuszczak starts in goal for the last time. He is retiring after this game. I feel like we should pull one out for him. He's going to become one of our coaching staff, though, once he's done here. So he's not going too far. Nico Williams starts at right back because Dankowski wasn't really fit enough to start. Puerto and Ragic start in central defence. Piaszek starts at left back. He needs to give me a good performance because that last one there, 6-4. It's not going to happen again. Dixon Bonner at defensive midfield with Bargel and Magoma ahead of him. Mukanev starts as the advanced playmaker once more behind Golovin, Kowski and Deshal, who are definitely becoming a favourite pairing. Jankovic, Dankowski, Liz. Joe Ledley makes the bench. Nostalgia. He's got to play at some point today. It could be his last appearance for the club. He's got to play at some point today. Halovnier, Hipper, Finson, Leshas and Sterling. Joe Ledley. Joe Ledley has a contract for another year because I gave it to him while he was still playing regularly. I thought he was the key to our success, and he wasn't. So I gave him an extension. He's also talking retirement, talking about becoming a coach. I want to try and keep him around as a coach, but I would like to see him get one last call up for Wales if I can engineer it. That would be ideal. Let's see what we can do in this last game of the season, though. I'd like to get the win. I'd like to finish the season on a win. Kuszczak, technically, because he hasn't played in so long, isn't good enough to play at this level anymore. But it's his last game, so we're going to give him the benefit of the doubt. We just need one last good performance from the big man in between the sticks before he hangs up the gloves for good. I feel a bit sad about that. I'm not going to lie. Let's get creative. It's a bit sad. End of an era for Tomasz Kuszczak, but yeah, he's been a pretty acceptable goalkeeper for us since we brought him halfway through the first season. He was okay. He saved our season that season, won us the title. I'm glad that he managed to win a league title in Poland before he retired. I feel like that's a good thing for him, because he's had an interesting career. We'll take a look at him after the game. We'll take a little bit of a down memory lane. In fact, we'll do it during the summer, the transfer special episode, because it will come up during the transfer window. We'll have a little bit of a review of the career of Tomasz Kuszczak as Van der Hart picks up the ball in their defence. Probably going to start trying to build something from deep unless we can take the ball out of midfield, but we can't. Kaminski's on a run. I don't want Kaminski on a run. I want some defending to happen, please. Piaszek, of course, is too late to do any defending, and now he's out of position because he doesn't get back fast enough. He needs to work on that. Williams with the header, but only as far as Pashas, and now we really need to keep the pressure on. Someone close him down. Keep eyes up. There we go. Didn't really do much, but Gumney, who we know can punish us, has a shot. And that's worked out better than it had any right to, and we're going to get creative again because it seems to be the only thing that motivates this team. Magoma needs to really buck his ideas up because he's the fittest man in the midfield and he should be absolutely running rings around people. Bargel's trying to get the ball off Tiba, hasn't managed it, and now Letniowski has got the ball. Pashas, Tiba, we're just kind of playing rings around it. Yusuf scores. Every time I play Poznan, Yusuf scores. I don't know why I don't just find a way to cripple him early in the game. It's going to be a fight back again, guys. We're going to do another fight back episode. I'm going to skip the replay. I can't watch another replay of us conceding badly. We're going to have to show some passion in the second half. But in the dressing room, there's going to be some yelling because I said no more late goals, and I meant it. Right, who's playing badly? Magoma's playing badly. Puerto is playing badly. Nico Williams is playing badly. Deschal is playing badly. Anyone else really standing out? Not quite. You guys need to buck your ideas up. We're going to be assertive with them, and I'm going to tell them that I'm not happy with their performance so far today, and that seems to have done something. So we'll hope it does more. We are going to show some passion in this second half. I need to get seeing some kind of movement. I've got no qualms about bringing on Keziah Sterling to get goals. Joe Ledley has to make an appearance. That's a mandatory substitution, so that's going to happen. Raggett heads it clear, but only as far as Tiba, and now they're on the attack again. And Josviak is trying to break through. Luckily, Kuszczak remembers how to make saves. And yeah, shame he couldn't keep a clean sheet on his last appearance for the club. Nico Williams needs to get his act together. Israel Puerto, of course, has picked up an injury. That's going to take out some of the options from my box, which means Hipper is going to come in. Hipper cannot play as a ball-playing defender. He just cannot do it. Raggett's only slightly better at it, but Hipper he cannot. He gets confused every time the ball's near his feet. We need to show more show more passion first. Let's show more passion. Dixon Bonner is going to be the man, I think, making way for Joe Ledley, because Joe Ledley can play in defensive midfield. Williams picks up the ball though. Nico Williams needs to get a cross in. Doesn't really go very far. Bargel to Mukanov. Back to Glowiankowski. Glowiankowski has a pop. I mean, if he had a left foot, maybe he had a shot, but he doesn't have a left foot. This isn't going terribly well so far. Sean Raggett's been booked, but we are going to take off Elijah Dixon Bonner. He is going to be replaced by Joe Ledley, because Joe Ledley, I have to play him. I have to play him today. I don't know if I want him as a playmaker, so we'll just leave him on a defensive midfielder. I think he'll be happy with that. I don't know who's currently captaining the side. I'd like to think it's Kuszczak with Puerto going off, but it probably isn't. One last throw of the dice. Magoma's not having a great game. Jankovic probably has nothing to offer. Finson's not much of an attack. Let's see if Keziah Sterling still has goals in him. That's my biggest hope, that he still has goals in him, and that he's motivated enough to turn this game around for us coming off the bench. He's got the pace to be able to, think against some tired players, he'd probably be able to be quite effective. But that would require him to do more than just standing around doing nothing. He can't be bothered to train properly, but somehow I'm supposed to believe he can win me a game. We'll see. 4 minutes left to play of the season. A highlight would be nice, but I don't think we're going to get any highlights. I think this is just going to be the end of the game. End of the season, 1-0 loss. Disappointing for Kuszczak and for Ledley to go out on a loss. But I'm glad we were able to use them for this game, and I'm glad this season's over, quite frankly. 7th isn't the worst finish. If I'd had an extra sub, if Puerto hadn't got injured, I would have used Valdemar Liss too, but I didn't have the opportunity. So he will have to be a guy we saved seeing until next season, because I've got no doubts he's going to come on strong over the summer. Kuszczak bids farewell to Slask. Lech Poznań showed Tomasz Kuszczak Payne's last game for Slask could not end his Slask career on a high as they won 1-0 at Bulgarska. Well, at least there was a news item about it. Israel Puerto out for 5 weeks. I'm sure we'll get over that. We'll get through the press conference. How damaging was it? Had to tear up the notes. We've been in poor form recently. We had the second best form in the league, you dolt. Well, we'll see. Technology, we'll say we're a fan. We're not, but we'll say we're a fan. Bargel needs to come back more determined than ever. I've put in a bid for Igor Gomez to extend his loan, and we've received 374,000, which means our bank balance is looking pretty healthy. But even so, we're predicted to make a loss next season, so we need to have a really good season next year. But in the meantime, guys, I think we'll save everything else, the end of season awards and all that goodness, for the transfer window, the transfer special, which is coming on Monday. So we'll go through that. We'll give Kuszczak a proper farewell. We'll see who comes in, goes out. We'll look at the end of season awards. We'll do all that good stuff. In the meantime, guys, socials are there. Please hit the socials. Like and subscribe. Ring the bell. You'll see the transfer special first if you ring the bell, because your phone or whatever device you use will tell you that, you know, it's gone up. And yeah, we will come back next time before the transfer window. Until then, guys, I've been Chasing Lamely. Have a good one.